Hello everyone, welcome back. Another episode of the Taurus G3. I finally completed my 10,000 round trigger pull. Here is the Taurus G3 right here, and basically I use the LaserHit app along with the G-Sight. So let's check the gun here real quick. It is empty, of course, and we'll just check in what's in here. It's hard to see the G-Sight, but it's in there. I had to put in new batteries. Here just to show you what the G-Sight looks like here. Let me be right back. Okay, so I'm back. All right, so I used this product here, the Laser G-Sight Trainer. Very useful in my opinion. That this thing saved me a lot of money. This is essentially what it looks like here, and just put it in the chamber and pull the trigger, and you'll get a red light, laser light. This one, of course, is broken. This lasted me 10,000. Basically, what happened with this is that I was doing this a lot. Like, well, you'll see what I'm talking about here. There we go. So I was doing mag changes. I was dropping the mag, putting it in here, and I'll do it once here just for demonstration. I don't recommend doing this, but I was doing that, and then I was pulling the trigger, and I had the LaserHit app where it would I had the reload, so I would shoot the reload, and it gives you about, I don't know, I gave myself at least 10 seconds or something like that. And then what I did was, when it beeped, I dropped the magazine, loaded another one, or what, let me see, no, I pulled the slide as if it was empty. I dropped the magazine, and then when I heard the beep, when it says, you know, it gives me the green light, I would drop the magazine, reload another one, and I would push down on the slide stop here, and it would slam. And what was happening was basically the ejector. Yeah, is that the ejector? No, that's not the ejector. That's the gosh, I forgot what it is called. This part right here was as I was doing that, it was scraping here, and what it was doing, it was slowly turning this thing, and unscrewing it. It was basically unscrewing it, and you can see that there's a little gap right there. And eventually what was happening is, as it was being unscrewed, the face here, the chamber face, I guess what you call the chamber face, would basically slam up. It would get slammed on this, and then what happened was it vibrated the lens of the laser, and what happens is, eventually, if I did use this laser, it's kind of almost showing. You could actually even see it. It's actually pretty big. Look how big it is. At further distance, it becomes like, the laser becomes this big. It's unusable. So that's why I don't slam it. So I stopped doing that, and now I just laser dry fire. and that's what I do. So although this cost me, I think it's about 40 bucks. I think you can get it cheaper. I think you can get this cheaper, but I just went ahead, just bought G-Sight. I mean, it's not a big deal. This saves me a lot of money, because if you think about it, 10,000 trigger pulls on the G3. I did another 10,000 trigger pull on the G2C. Before that, I had a TH9, and I think I did about 10,000 each on those, and I broke the trigger spring 3 times, 2 times on one TH9C, 1 time on the other TH9C. So right now on LaserHit, I have about 40,000 hits. So 40,000 laser confirmed trigger pulls. I probably have more than that. So if you think about that, let's see, 40,000 times, let's just round about 20 cents. 20 cents, that saved me, oh gosh, is that $8,000? I don't know if that's got to be $8,000. I know that's not $800. I think that's $8,000. I'll calculate it, and I'll put up the calculation up here. And while I'm at it, I might as well put in some B-roll of me shooting the laser G-Sight in the G3. I used some targets, or 15 targets, and then after I did the 10,000, I started using the LaserHit with the laser G-Sight and the G3 to draw from the holster. And so I wanted to see how much time it takes me to draw from the holster. So I basically had my hands extended out, and then I would grab the pistol out of the holster, and then I had it set up where it would shoot. I had it set up where it would shoot one round. So the laser, the timer would only stop at once I hit it would pick up the laser with one hit, and then that would give me basically my time for the first shot. You can set it up for like 3 shots, 5 shots, whatever. It doesn't tell you the timing between each shot, but for all practical purposes, the first shot is probably the most important. Shot you can take. So I just set it up to 1 shot, and I probably average about 1.8 seconds. I think it's a little bit slower because of the app and how long it takes. I could probably be faster if I actually had a real timer, but this is good enough. The quickest I think the quickest draw I did using the Taurus G3 was 1.4 seconds. Yeah, I think it was 1.4 seconds. So 10,000 trigger pulls. I did a video on the G2C where I did 10,000 trigger pulls, explaining why I think none of the trigger springs broke. No springs were broken. The trigger spring is still working on this. The trigger pull is really light. When I was doing the drawing, when I was drawing from the holster, what I did do was I did rack it so the trigger would be reset, so I can get ideally the most accurate feel for the gun, because if you are going to carry this gun with a chamber in the round, you probably have the trigger already set, the trigger and the striker already set. So I did draw from the holster that way, but I had to rack and reset the trigger, but that's all right. But I just wanted to get the best and accurate feeling for the gun if you were going to carry this gun. Now, right now, even though it's past my first initial test of 10,000 trigger pulls of dry firing, I'm still not convinced that I would carry this gun. I probably would use this gun if I had to. I've seen other videos where it doesn't do well with some ammo, especially some of the self-defense ammo. So hollow points, I'd be a little wary. Matter of fact, I do believe when Taurus tests these guns, okay, when they do, test them with live ammo, I think they use Winchester white box. I think that's what they use. 115 grain, full metal jacket, and that's probably the ammo that you probably will have the least amount of problems. I will eventually take this out to the range, and I'm most likely just going to shoot ball ammo, 115 grain. I do have Winchester white box, and I have UMC Remington 9mm, both of them 9mm, of course, and that's probably the only type of ammo that I would run through this, because most likely those are the ammo that are going to be working in this gun, because I do think Taurus, when they test fire, that's what they use, basically range ammo, 115 grain Winchester white box ammo. That's because when I sent in my Taurus and they sent the paperwork back to me and they said they test fired it, and they showed me the ammo they use, basically 115 grain Winchester 9mm Luger. So I think that's what this gun basically takes, and that's what it's been tested for. So anyways, really like this gun. I think it's a great range gun. I think it's a great practice gun. All right, practice at the range. I think it's a wonderful, great dry fire gun. And again, for like $250, and the fact that it does have, restrike capability, I could basically, let me see, 10,000 rounds, 20 cents. I think that's $2,000. I mean, yeah, 10,000 trigger pulls. If I use live ammo at 20 cents per round, I think that's $2,000. Would you test, or would you really test this gun with 10,000 rounds of ammo? Let's just say Winchester white box 115 grain, average cost, let's say 20 cents. Maybe let's say you got it for 16 cents or 15 cents, or even let's say even you bought it like a huge amount of bulk and you got it for like 10 cents. Let's just imagine that. It's hard. It's hard to imagine that, but let's just say you got it for 10 cents. That's still $1,000. Would you test $1,000 worth of ammo on a $250 gun? You could have bought 3 of these guns for that. So I personally don't like testing and doing shooting videos, because it really is a waste of ammo. I do think you should go to the range maybe once a year, just to get used to the recoil, just get a refresher on shooting. But otherwise, I would just highly recommend something like this. You'll still get the trigger pulls in. You'll get some accuracy, and you'll mostly get the feel of the gun, except for the recoil. Okay, I do admit you don't get the recoil, but you save a tremendous amount, and you'll still keep your proficiency. That's just my take on it. I mean, you can all do whatever you want. You want to waste hundreds of thousands of dollars on ammunition, that's fine. I'd prefer to store my ammunition for a rainy day, for the rainy day, not waste it on shooting and wasting ammo. Anyways, I'm going to conclude this episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, share, comment. I'll probably premiere this, so please subscribe so you can get these premieres. I will premiere the shooting video for both the G2C and the G3. So until next time, everybody, bye-bye.